J.J. McCarthy shows off, and the Minnesota Vikings vote to ban the Tush push that the Philadelphia Eagles have made famous. That's what we're talking about on today's podcast. But first, I need you to check out 5-Star Bath Solutions of Minneapolis, because they transformed our bathroom in 48 hours. We went from an outdated, embarrassing, disgusting, and unhealthy living bathroom to a transformed, moldless bathroom in 48 hours. New floors, new shower, new surround, new tub. We went from 1 sink to 2 sinks and a new vanity. 5-Star Bath Solutions of Minneapolis did all of that for us in 48 hours. Do not cram into your teeny tiny bathroom into the basement of your house. 5-Star Bath Solutions of Minneapolis will transform your bathroom in 48 hours. A full bathroom remodel. 5-Star Bath Solutions of Minneapolis offers free consultations and affordable payment plans. They do it all. And they will give you the masterpiece bathroom that you were looking for. Plus, you edit your bathroom or your kitchen, and you get that value back when you look to sell your house. 5-Star Bath Solutions of Minneapolis. Contact them today and transform your bathroom like we did in 48 hours. All right. Minnesota Vikings J.J. McCarthy is showing off. And I'm not talking about his arm. I'm talking about his dick. Whoa. Whoa, that's a little too far. J.J. McCarthy and his fiancée had a little premarital sex and are expecting their first baby in September. And the Purple Persuasion, the best follow on X, shared this, and it's a great point. He said, first, congratulations to J.J. McCarthy. Secondly, the young man is going to have a lot on his plate in year one as the starting Vikings QB. Baby is due in September, so he'll be starting his NFL career and taking care of his newborn baby. A lot on the plate for the young 22-year-old quarterback. Hard to know if this was intentional or unplanned, if something leaked and got infused that wasn't supposed to. But regardless, congratulations to McCarthy. I am a Christian moral guy, and I know they are a Christian family, so that's cool. But I personally would have waited until we got married, until we had sex. That's what my wife and I did. That's what I did until I married my wife. But it's cool to have a kid. However, should have waited until I got married. That's okay, though. People make mistakes. I make mistakes. I'm a sinner, too. We all need Jesus. So congratulations to McCarthy. He's showing off, not his arm, but his cock. J.J. McCarthy. Proof. Making proof. Showing off. Anyways, the Vikings vote to ban the Tush push. The Tush push has been a controversial rule this offseason because the Philadelphia Eagles have perfected the play and nobody can stop it. Adam Schefter sent out a tweet on X that says this: NFL needed 24 votes to ban the Tush push, but got only 22. Here are the 10 teams that voted against the Tush push ban per sources. And let me just say this. These are the 10 teams that have balls, that have guts, that look at a play from the Philadelphia Eagles that they have perfected, that other teams have tried to perfect, that nobody has been able to perfect. to the degree that the Eagles have. Here's the list of the 10 teams. Eagles, obviously. Then you got the Ravens, Browns, Lions, Jaguars, Dolphins, Patriots, Saints, Jets, Titans. These are the 10 teams with a sack. Because although other 22 teams, including the Vikings, want to paint themselves as the victim because of the Eagles' quote-unquote unfair advantage, there is nothing unfair about their advantage. In fact, the Minnesota Vikings have attempted the tush push in the past, and they failed. The Buffalo Bills tried to do the tush push against the Kansas City Chiefs in the AFC Championship game multiple times, and they failed. The Eagles, sure, they have the personnel, and maybe it's a personnel advantage. They have the biggest, strongest offensive lines in football, and it works for them. And Jalen Hurts is a beast who squatted like 2,000 pounds one day. They have the personnel and the strength at the important positions to make that play work. But why is having the right personnel illegal? Why does having the right personnel to perfect a play, make a play, an unfair advantage? Back in 2009, Tom Brady was throwing bombs to Randy Moss, and they broke a zillion NFL records. Tom Brady had the most touchdown passes in a season. Randy Moss had the most touchdown receptions in a season. You could argue that that was an unfair advantage, just like this play is. And you could say, oh, the defense can't stop it, so should we ban it? Should we have banned Tom Brady to Randy Moss when the Patriots almost had an undefeated season? Should we have banned Tom Brady lobbing passes over safeties and corners to a triple covered Randy Moss because defenses couldn't stop it? The answer is no. You get the right personnel. You get the right players that can stop this play. So the fact that the Vikings voted yes to banning the tush push makes me think that they are soft, that they are weak, because stop it. And there is no other play that I can think of off the top of my head that's unstoppable that gets treated like the tush push. Tom Brady to Randy Moss. That's an unstoppable play. Or an unstoppable personnel. Joe Montana to Jerry Rice. That was an unstoppable personnel grouping. Other teams try to replicate it. They can't. Same thing with the Eagles. They have an unstoppable personnel grouping, and they have recognized and found a play that works for their personnel. But it does not mean that this rule or play should be banned because they have perfected it and they have the right grouping to do it. The Bills tried and failed. The Vikings have tried and failed. And I don't watch every NFL team, but I could guarantee that every team in the NFL has at least thought or have at least practiced this play with their group of players. But the problem is the Eagles have the personnel, the talent, the size, the girth to pull off this play. So what we learned on today's podcast is that McCarthy has balls and uses them, and the Minnesota Vikings have no balls because they voted no or yes to banning the tush push. That's what this tells me. If you vote yes to banning the tush push, it tells me that you have no kahunas. You have no sack. Because you're afraid of the Eagles. You're afraid of this play. Because what is different? And, people try to bring the whole health and safety thing. Okay. Ooh. What's different between this play and a quarterback sneak? What's different between a running back running full steam ahead between offensive linemen and getting met by a linebacker or a defensive tackle? There is no more health concern over this play than there is any other play that revolves around a quarterback sneak or a handoff. And if there was, the NFL that goes through every possible scenario and bases most decisions off of health would have banned this play mid-season. So the fact that the Vikings voted yes to banning the tush push speaks to the softness from the organization, because they're afraid of it. What else would it be? The Vikings have tried and failed. And I don't know who's in charge of whether or not a play exists or not, or who in the organization votes yes to banning the tush push, if it comes from the owners, or if it's Kevin O'Connell talking to the owners, or if it's a group decision. All I know is this. If the Vikings had the personnel and the grouping, offensive line, quarterback, running back, tight ends, if they had the grouping to pull off this play and it worked for them, they would not have voted yes to banning the tush push. Everybody is doing and making a decision based on what they think is best for their own interests. And in the Vikings' interest, because they can't stop the play, and because they cannot reenact the play, they say, get rid of the play. I think it's the wrong decision. Thank you, everyone, for watching and listening. And I hope you have a good day. Remember, 5-Star Bath Solutions of Minneapolis. Check them out. Get a full bathroom transformation, free consultations, affordable payment plans. Get it all in 48 hours. Everyone, have a good day.